All right, blue belt stances. So there are 6 blue belt stances. It's the first 5 from white belt, and then we're adding 1 on top of that. So we're gonna go over the first 5 from white belt, and then we're gonna add that 6th one from blue belt. Okay. At blue belt, your stances from white belt should be perfect by now. Okay, so I'm gonna go over little details to make sure you guys are checking on whenever you are doing those stances. Okay. First stance, attention stance, hands, feet by your side. The biggest thing I see when you guys are doing your stances is feet shoulder width, or feet not together. So you gotta make sure your feet are touching, hands by your side, just like this. Okay. Chimie, shoulder width apart, hands over the knot of your belt. Blue belt form chimie actually starts like this, but every other time you do chimie, if we just say chimie for class, it's still normal chimie. Okay. The only time you do this is when you say chimie for your form, and then you would go to here, feet together. Okay, so chimie, shoulder width apart. So if you guys go a little bit further, just make sure it's not super duper long. It's just shoulder width apart. Okay, and then right here over the knot of your belt. All right, sitting stance, legs shoulder width. All right, bend those knees. Make sure your feet are at an angle, hands up. Okay, bend those knees until you can't see your toes. All right, there's a lot of problems with not bending your knees enough. So just make sure you bend your knees. If you look down and you can't see your toes, you know your knees are bent enough. Okay, so that's attention stance, chimie, and sitting stance. Okay, back stance. I'm gonna do it a couple different angles. So if you make an L, all right, it's 2 steps or 3 steps depending on how you look at it. If you count this as 1 step, so it would be 1, 2, 3, then it'd be 3 steps. If you count it 1, 2, then that'd be 2 steps. Okay, so if you count this first placement as a step, it'd be 3. If you count it as not a step, it'd be 2. Okay, so you do 2 steps. Make sure that your foot has enough room to swing by. If you're in a back stance and you bring your foot forward and it hits your foot, you're too narrow. You need to widen it up some. So make an L, bend those knees, hands up. Okay, it shouldn't be longer than 2 stances or 2 steps, or the 3 steps if you count it from here. Okay, but generally we tell people 2 steps because it's just 1, 2. Bend those knees, look down. If you can't see your toes, then that means your knees are bent enough. Okay, bend that back knee a little bit more though. The biggest thing on back stances is a lot of people will turn the foot out, not quite making an L. Okay, I'll show you from here. This is a correct back stance. We see a lot of this. Make sure that it makes an L. Always look down, check your feet, double check it sometimes when you're practicing your form. And then that would be back stances. Okay, front stances, shoulder width apart, 3 steps forward or 4 if you want to consider this as a step. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, bend your front knee, back leg straight. Okay, don't bend in your back knee. A lot of people want to bend their knees so much, this one picks up, your heel's off the ground, heel on the ground. Okay, also, when you do this, you want your shoulders square. Okay, you want to face this way, shoulders square, facing the front, back foot also facing the front. Okay, a lot of people will turn it, make an L. Okay, that's not a front stance. Your back foot has to turn and face the front. That's why we start in a attention stance. Okay, so that way both your feet are facing the front, 3 steps long. Okay, facing this direction, hands up in guard, and that's front stance. Now the 6th stance for blue belt is called a fixed stance. Okay, it's a combination of a back stance and a sitting stance. So sitting stance is twice shoulder width. Okay, back stance makes an L. So the combination of this is a back stance that's 3 steps long. Okay, and then you bend your knees like a sitting stance. Okay, so I'm going to face it this way, and then I'm also do it facing the side. So back stance, here's a back stance. A fixed stance is 1 step longer. Bend both knees. It's a deeper stance. It's also a longer stance. If you make an L though, so that's a fixed stance. This is a left fixed stance. This is a right fixed stance. Okay, and then let me show you from the side. Okay, here's a back stance, and then here's a fixed stance. Okay, it's wider, knees bent like a sitting stance, or like a sitting stance, but your feet make an L. Okay, so this would be a left sitting stance or left fixed stance, and this would be a right fixed stance. Hands up and guard. Okay, and those are the 6 stances for blue belt.